it is, boy. We back at it like crack addicts, man. You know what it is, boy. Why don't you talk to them right quick while I set up this whole? We got to change this up, man, because I be having to set this shit up.
Stressful,
man.
Stressful as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta set it up. I gotta take it down, but
man,
it be like that sometimes.
Everybody out there watching / listening, it's cold as fuck everywhere.
Talk to them.
I hope motherfuckers got their socks on, your good draws, 2 undershirts. Fuck, it's cold, like for no reason. Like old ass people, babies, just
quit your blood clot crying.
Just don't go outside. Like
it's cold. We live in Chicago. Get the fuck out of here. It's always
I've
cold.
lived here all my life, but this shit right here, it hurts my soul. Motherfuckers, titty meat is frozen. It's not
titty
okay.
Meat frozen?
Titty meat is frozen.
Is that like frozen, skinless, breastless, boneless breasts?
If you don't live on the equator, stay your ass in the house. Like for real.
Ah, shit.
It's crazy as fuck outside.
She said it's titty meat, frozen titty meat. I don't know. Goddamn, good thing I'm setting this up, but even the cold is making the internet slow up a little bit.
Sure.
So
like it's man, like
just give us a second. Bear with us, people. I'm just trying to get these links in here, so if y'all want to chime in, you know what to do.
Fiber optics is fucking frozen. It's just
man,
it's crazy. Ain't no goddamn sense.
Look, we got OG Cali Blue in the building.
Hello.
So I don't mean to shut him down, but I need to enter that one. You know what I'm saying? We almost there, man. Now I just gotta pin it. Where's the pin at?
Hang in with the technical difficulties. Well, it's really not even technical difficulties. It's just, regular function. So
yeah,
relax.
But where's my pin thingamajig?
I don't know. It's usually right.
All right. Well, you know what?
And then why does shit change every week?
I don't even know. But we gonna live with it. We gonna live with it.
Yeah.
We gonna live with it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So check this out. You know what it is right now, boy. We are back at it like crack addicts. You know what this is. This is Unwrap. You got myself, your boy, Heat Detector. You know what I'm saying? And my illustrious co-host.
No fucking Naj Nino with ice
Jesus Christ.
Ice on my nipples. Yeah.
Naj Nino with ice on the nipples. Okay.
Cold.
We understand this ain't a children's show, but goddamn. Don't talk about the ice on the nipples.
Excuse my
it is cold, though.
Disposition.
All right, we also got the engineer. We don't know where he is. We say this every show. Somehow.
I bet he warm.
Wherever he's at, right?
Right.
Probably in Florida somewhere. But this cold over there, too, right now.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a special show tonight.
We do.
I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give it away.
Just push the button.
Just push the button? We got to give her a gracious.
A
gracious welcome. Okay?
Okay.
So let me go through this, man. Out of Texas. Still banging music's one and only. You want me to say it or you going to say it?
You say it.
LOCITA! Let's go, baby!
Welcome.
She in the building. Hold up. She kind of froze up a little bit. Can we hear you? Look at that. There you go. That's the parade. She did the parade wave, the pageantry wave. There it is. There she is. Now I was going to say, for whatever reason, I almost said Houston, but you're in San Antonio, right?
Yeah, I reside in San Antonio, originally from the West Coast, from Medellin.
All right. She said West Side. You didn't throw up the W though. You didn't throw up the dub. So let's just get right to it, because you know me. I already got questions in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Let's start off with the name. How did you come up with the name LOCITA? Well, because I got ideas in my head.
I like a lot of rappers. I was LOCITA. I had jumped in the hood at 12 years old. So I was LOCITA on the street way before I was LOCITA the rapper. So like. A lot of these
back up. Can we get she don't hear it, but back up. I thought I heard you said when you were 12 you got jumped in the hood.
Yeah.
Gang jump? I mean, I know what it is, but some people that's listening may not understand what that is.
Oh, my bad. Well, when I got jumped into my neighborhood.
Okay. That's how you got the name. What does that name represent to you now?
A lot of things. I mean, I feel like it's a part of who I was, but it's also a part of, everything that I do. I feel like I do everything with a lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? I put my whole heart into everything that I do. So it's kind of like I always got like a crazy mentality, man. My head is always going, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's lyrically or things that I'm trying to accomplish. So either way, I just got a crazy now with my whole life. So it's still the same, but
you know what?
He's not acting a fool no more.
No, but okay, but what you're saying right now is something that I tell my co-hosts all the time. Every time we talk to an artist. By the way, Natalie says 210 love. Shade, aka Shady, says that's my sis. Much love and respect. You know what I mean? People they love you. Come on, LOCITA. Is that Michael or Michelle? I don't know. I
think that says Michael.
Okay. I apologize. Apologize if I got your name wrong. But I tell my co-host all the time that creative people, the mind of a creative person never, ever, ever stops. It's like the hamster on the wheel nonstop. And don't get an idea right before you go to bed, because then you ain't not going to sleep. You're going to be staring at the fucking ceiling, tossing and turning, trying to go to sleep, because once that idea or that seed has been planted in your head of your own thought of what you got to do or what's your next move, you won't be able to sleep.
Yeah.
Is that the case with you as well?
Yeah.
See?
That's not, even when I'm at the shop, I'm working on music.
Right. Well, it's a blessing and it's a curse. You know what I'm saying? The blessing is that when you have those thoughts, you're able to make a lot of dreams and a lot of things that you want to accomplish come true because you're gonna work hard at them, obviously, and you're gonna make sure they come into fruition.
Mm-hmm.
The curse part about it is that it just doesn't fucking stop.
Yeah,
that's the curse part. You know what I'm saying? You could be mid-conversation. You could be whatever. That's why a lot of times it's hard for me to shut the fuck up when we have guests, because there's so much shit going on in my head and so many questions.
That's the fuel for the hamster wheel.
I suppose. So when let's take it back real quick. You know what I mean? So some of the listeners that don't know who you are, maybe this is the first time they're even hearing of you, because I know even though the internet has made the world a little smaller, that it's still, it's still a region. You're in the South, and then you got the Midwest and you got the East Coast, you got the West Coast. And so a lot of times it's hard for people to understand certain artists coming out of different regions. You know what I mean? So let's start from the beginning. So when did you get into rap music?
Well, I've always been a fan of it, you know what I mean? But as far as becoming an artist, it kind of fell in my lap. I know a lot of people, they jump in the game and they've been doing it since they were teenagers, and they knew that this was what they wanted to do, you know what I mean? But me personally, I was running the streets, I was hustling, coming out of jail, and I really, in my head, I was always like, man, gangsters don't rap. I would rap on the prison card just to play around, you know what I'm saying? Just knocking off, making fun of people. But it wasn't until one day when I was gonna get released the last time, one of the older homegirls, she had done 35 years already. She wasn't never coming home. She was like, man, you gotta go use your voice for those of us that ain't never gonna get out. And I was like, man, and I never really took it serious, And then I had two brothers that were presidents of car clubs here. And so one day I just sat down and I wrote a song for them for their car clubs, and I went and performed them at one of my brother's car shows, and it just took off from there. And I really, honestly, poetry's always been a part of me since I was a little girl. So I just really kind of just took some offline, put my poetry on the beats, and then just kind of worked them out. You know what I mean? And that's how everything started. I really never expected people to like it or for my music to take off, but kind of did. So that was a blessing in disguise.
What's up? I can tell you this, I've been doing music for a long time. I'm not going to throw my age out there anymore because I've already done that too much. But I will say this. You sound like a very seasoned vet. You sound like somebody who's been doing this shit for a long time. You don't sound like a newbie. You sound like somebody that was bred for this shit. Like when I listen to your songs and I listen to your cadence, when I listen to how you change up the cadence, how you flip back in, and most importantly, which was because a lot of rappers have this problem, is how they ride the rhythm. And you are just seamlessly on the track. And I know I say this to a lot of people, man, but that's a really special quality to have, because not everybody can do it. It's like rapping is just like singing. You know, you got people who can sing, you got people who can sing, and you got those who think they can sing. And there's a big fucking difference. And I got to tell you, you are a fucking rapper. 100%. 100%. And the fact that you're writing all your own shit.
Yeah. Right.
Another big up. You know what I'm saying?
Who are some of your musical influences?
Like MISICKS, Poetry, Latifah, MC Light. You know what I mean? So, Left Eye.
She came in the house today before we came down here to the studio and said, she sounded like MISICKS. She reminded me of MISICKS.
You remind me so much of MISICKS.
People always tell me that. I'm like, damn, that's right there. That makes me, that's a big, what do you call it? Compliment for me. Because she's bad.
She's all right.
Damn.
She's
Don't start.
What?
Don't start with me.
No, I mean, Tasha said so proud of you. Your prima's very proud of you. And Shade says she's talented singer too. Oh, that's right. We're going to touch on that as well. But obviously, you're a big fan of Master P, right? No Limit.
Yeah. No Limit.
I don't know how this is going to turn out.
I don't know if it's the whole time, but MISICKS is dope.
I like it. I like it.
All you need is it.
I like it. That's it. So let me know.
I know a lot of people are all about like the sound and shit like that, but I'm basically what I can relate to. Like, tell me a story that I can relate to, and I really can't get with like club mixes and like just getting high all day and not doing shit with myself type of music, or laying on my back type of shit, because I don't live my life like that.
Yeah.
If you talking about hustling to get somewhere, you telling me a story about came from this, but I'm accomplishing that, and you striving for something, and you're telling me a story, like I could get with that. But
right.
Not to aggressively get off the subject, but you mentioned that one of your musical influence was Poetry.
Ooh.
Fucking love them.
Yeah.
So and you do poetry. Have you do you think that before you went to prison, your music changed when during prison, and then after you were released, you think that prison was a driving force behind your creativity, or how's that changed since you've gotten out?
Nah, because I feel like, I've been doing time. I was a foster kid growing up. I was a ward of the state. So I've been in and out of the system, started doing juvie time when I was young, and graduate. I was in my first trip to county jail at 17, first trip to prison at 20. So I had always been caught up, but I think that there was so much from my childhood that I just bottled up. I had a lot of feelings and aggression. And so when it came to poetry, that was my release right there. And then when I figured out how to, because there's a whole structure behind rap, right? So when I started to learn how to teach myself how to structure my rhymes or my poetry into a beat, that's where it was like a release for me. So music became my therapy, where it's kind of like, if I'm pissed off, I gotta do write a song and let it out, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like I'm out. No more. But yeah, so
how in that same vein of question, do you think that had you not had these experiences in prison, would that have? Do you think your trajectory as far as music would have changed, or do you think that being in prison and having all of these things happen to you was your trajectory to where you are now? And if it didn't happen, do you think that you wouldn't be in rap music? You wouldn't be thinking about it or doing poetry or?
Yeah. I feel like whatever lifestyle I lived, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that was all a part of my purpose as to who I was meant to be one day. So I feel like any bad that you've done or bad choices you've done on your path, there's always something else that'll come along that'll help you get right back, on the right track, and you could turn that wrong right. So I feel like when it comes to music, being able to, like, when people hit me up and tell me like, hey, this song that you wrote for your mom or the song that you wrote for your brother, like, that helped me get through this situation in my life. Like, I really was on the verge of suicide. Like, our teenagers, like, I've been bullied. Like, you helped me, know that it was okay to be different. It was okay, you know what I'm saying, to love myself and me. And so I feel like if I hadn't gone through the dark areas in my life, I wouldn't be able to make the music that I do or influence the people that I do through it. So,
and that leads me to the other part, because on your flyer, I said artist, rapper, activist, revolutionary. And you had posted again saying, or thank you for those beautiful words or whatever, but you don't see yourself as that?
I mean, I never looked at myself like that, but I mean, honestly, my CEO, Midget Loco from Still Banging, he's always speaking into me. And when I had mentioned that to him, I said, damn, Midge, I never looked at myself like a revolutionary type, because I told you, man, Loquita, there's so much more to you. Like, he's always had a lot of faith, even before he picked me up under Still Banging. He always kept up with me through the years.
Right.
And it's just like, it's people like that, or like people like you that really allow me to step back and see myself in a different light. Because sometimes I have the mentality to look at myself like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I really impacting? Am I really making a difference? Like, But then when you guys tell me stuff like that, I'm like, damn, that's dope. Because I never want people to just see me as an artist. Like, I'm not just a rapper. I'm not just a lyricist. Like, I do so much more outside of music. And I appreciate that when you guys see that about me,
I respect like when people everybody goes through shit. We all know that. But when people really seriously have had a life, you know what I'm saying, that just one turn after the other and they didn't let that shit overtake them. You know what I'm saying? Like I have so much respect for people like that, because anybody could just roll over. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all struggle with shit, but like people who learn from experiences and build on those and turn that into their power, like, there's a lot to be said about that. And the youth today has a lot of shit they up against. To have people, they can say, oh, they look just like me. Oh, I'm going through the same shit. And, she grew up and she cool. She came through the other side. Like, that's the difference between, you know what I'm saying, a lot of kids like giving up, or maybe somebody might be gangbanging right now.
Right.
And they don't see an end to it or no way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that seriously could be the difference between somebody making a left or a right turn. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And see, that's when I was making your flyer, I wanted the words to speak from what I saw and from having conversation with you. And I'm going to tell you why I use revolutionary. The definition of revolutionary is involving or causing complete or dramatic change. That's one. Two, engaged in or promoting political revolution. Two, and then the other one is to make shit, because I read it. I don't want to look it up, but to affect change. To affect change. To be a revolutionary is to affect change. So when I talk to you and I watch your stuff on YouTube and everything, and Facebook and everything, the things that you say, I listen to your songs, and because my ear is a little different than most, when I listen for certain things, you know what I mean? And I'm actually listening and listening to the words that you're saying. I'm not just grooving with the shit, you know what I mean? And so at that point, it was important for me to say that you are a revolutionary, because look at where you came from. Look at the things that had happened to you and how you affected change. Not just for yourself, because that's the most important part, because now people see you from where you come from. Right. And there's a little girl or a little boy somewhere right now, and they go, oh, I remember her. She used to be right over there. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's Loquita from, whatever block. You know what I mean? Look at her. You know what I'm saying? And that is affect change. That is affecting change. You know what I'm saying? And that is, whether you want to believe it or not, political as well. Yeah. Because maybe you don't inspire them to be a rapper, but you inspire them to be a politician, or to affect change where they live. Yeah. And for their voices to be heard, or the silence. Like one of the things you said in one of your posts, you said, you want to give the a voice to the voiceless, and I thought that was powerful as shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what she's doing.
That's exactly what you're doing. You know, be it through your music, and I know you've got other things. We're going to get into that, but my co-host is looking like she got something to say. Or, I don't know.
I just wanted to talk more about you know, the creative side of things and your inspiration behind that. You touched on it a little bit, but can you talk about a little bit more in depth the things that inspire you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think with the things, like with society now, like I think if you guys have been paying attention to me online, I'm pushing this, I'm real big for young girls. Like I'm not with this whole mentality that people are pushing, especially female artists, are pushing these females to get plastic surgery and these BBLs and mommy makeovers and fillers and Botox, all this crap. So I feel like as a female artist, like my music is a platform for these girls to be like, oh shit, she raps, you know, because as rappers, we know that these people, these young kids want to model themselves after us, right? So I feel like, all right, well, who's gonna step up and go against the grain and be like, nah, man, love yourself. Like we're brown, we're black, but at the end of the day, we're beautiful people. You know what I'm saying? Keep your heart right, keep your faith in thousand. Your personality is everything, because you could get all that shit done to you and still have a shitty ass personality.
Be ugly inside. Be ugly inside.
Yeah. So when I do my music, it's always, it'll always kind of tell you a story and let you know where I came from. But it'll also let you know, I have other songs where I'm like, man, you're either a part of the problem or you're part of the solution, And so
absolutely.
And when I first started, don't get me wrong, I was rapping about, I was still in the hustle game. I was still banging, I was still active or whatever. But it's kind of like my music kind of grew with me. And you could, once I drop these 2 albums that I'm about to drop, you'll see like the whole difference in it, the growth, because I feel like your music is a reflection of you. So
absolutely.
I want these kids to know, like, man, you step in the music game, you ain't gotta be like these girls and come out here like half dressed or come out here like with your co-host. But we can impact. So it's a lot more than just the music for me. It's about the influence and the platform, in general.
Yeah. Shout out to Adam Mayo. He said, be the change. You know what I'm saying? Natalie Lugo says, facts, the realest female I ever met. Man, shout out to all you guys in the comments right now, man. This has been, and we ain't even done yet. We barely scratching the surface. And this is already an amazing interview. I can tell you that, man. Gratitude and blessings to you, Loquita.
I'm glad, though, that you brought up the way female rappers are choosing to display themselves, and I'm all for, if that's what you want to do with your body, you know what I'm saying? Be informed though, you know what I'm saying? Go to the right places, because now everybody's coming back saying, oh, I regret, you know what I'm saying, that I did this, because, they did like most, I feel like everything now is instant gratification, quick. Instead of me, you know what I'm saying, fucking with the United States and doing it the safe way, I'm gonna go down to DR and get a whole motherfucking bathtub of silicone pumped in my body.
Oil.
You know what I'm saying? And I watched something the other day, and they talked about the reasoning behind the way they do things here and why you can only get so much
FDA.
and why it costs so much.
My lighter.
And I just thought it was interesting, because when you think about it, like, people will research the fuck out of the new cell phone and that kind of shit. But when you go to the doctor, motherfucker be quiet as hell.
Right.
Whole motherfucking left side, you ain't felt that shit in 2 weeks and you ain't saying nothing. But you know what I'm saying, when it comes to other shit, you know the whole shit, the whole little manual that come with it. And it's just like, that's how shit is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you appear to be okay, you know what I'm saying, your shit appears to be in order, then it's in order. You know what I'm saying?
It is the movement of objectifying women, but the whole thing about it is if we really look back and we go back generations, we don't even have to go back generations, because we can see little girls dancing provocatively and their parents are rooting them on.
Yeah,
we can, me personally, my daughter ever danced like that in front of my fucking face, we're gonna have a fucking problem. You know what I mean? I'm not applauding none of that shit.
My daughters are all
but even if they're grown, you got to be like, hey, what are you doing?
Right.
Chill the fuck out.
And it's like you don't really understand the message, the message behind it. Or even, like some people, you know what I'm saying, they appreciate it for what it is. But you got other motherfuckers that they fully just willing to objectify and victimize you and the minute they get the opportunity to. So it's like sometimes that shit come with a way more expensive price than, the average person is willing to pay.
Right.
It's just better to try to get on, you know what I'm saying, with your talent and your art than your titties.
Where do you see yourself in that? In that conversation that we're having right now, where do you see yourself and that voice that you have in that conversation in particular?
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you brought that up because on the cool, I feel like it's kind of messed up because these females don't understand that promoters are willing to pay for, a look before they're willing to pay for real talent. And I feel like I'm not willing to sexualize myself because before I'm an artist, I'm a mom. You know what I mean? Before I'm
pump the brakes. But that all sounds good. But if that bag is big enough, LOCITA, come on now. I'm being the devil's advocate right now. Let's say I'm Leo Cohen. I'm Leo Cohen from Def Jam, and I say, hey, we want you. We just gonna need you to slim up that shirt, slim up them pants, pull them, you know what I'm saying? And here's $5 million.
This is the way I feel about it. I don't feel like no amount of money, followers, or fan base is gonna make me sell out myself or my sexuality or my self-respect.
Because it won't be just that one time.
It won't
be just that one time. And you know what? If that's cool, fuck it.
Oh, if I'm gonna do everything for money, then I might as well just stay in the hood selling dope. I could have just stayed selling dope because I was making money,
right.
But I wasn't willing to take the risk of that. And I feel like I'm not, with everything that I've gone through, there gotta be a reason why I look the way I look or I'm built the way I'm built. Like, I just love my journey that I've been through and I love myself for the person that I've become. So I feel like, why am I gonna subjectify like my sexuality? You know what I'm saying? I don't care about views or nothing. What I care about is impacting, motivating, and inspiring these young people.
Say that one more motherfucking time.
Yes, ma'am.
And get some goddamn, she said impacting, motivating, and inspiring.
Yes, ma'am.
Impacting, motivating, and inspiring. Yes, Jesus. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. I might have to shut the fuck up after this.
That's what it starts in the house looks like.
Yeah.
No. See, I was going to go some whole devil advocate shit again. Now I just have to shut the fuck up and reformulate right in my head right now.
That's what it starts in the house looks like.
There you go. Shout out to Loki. Goddamn, made me shut up real quick for a moment.
That's the first time ever.
Mic drop. Tasha says, mic drop. Yeah, party's over right now. She did her job right now. It's over with. Mic drop, walk off.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I got to reformulate. So
I mean, I've never really seen him speeches before. We need to pin you in the show every week. Hold on.
No, I'm on it now.
Man,
I'm on it now.
So let's talk a little bit specifically about your activism.
Okay. So I work with the program. I work with a few programs actually. So I work with the Big Homies United program here in San Antonio, where we make sure to inform people when they get out of prison that they can get their right to vote back. Because even me, like, I didn't know that we were able to vote once we got out of prison or got off parole. I didn't know that. So we do that to inform people. But we also we have like my homegirl Natalie. She came to our very first.
Can we get a shout out to Natalie? Because she's in the comments, boy. She's saying good things, man. Shout out to Natalie, man. That's your girl. Okay.
Yeah. So we had our first formally incarcerated people march. So a lot of us ex-convicts went down there and it was cool seeing the cops have to stand back and watch all of us ex-cons walk through there. Like, excuse me.
like Moses parting the sea, Moses parting the Red Sea.
Yeah, so we do that, and we do a lot of pointing them in the right direction when they get out of prison, because when we get out of prison, they give us a list of places, like these people will help you get an apartment, these people will help you get a job, and that's all bullshit. Like most of this places they give us on the paper, they really ain't trying to help us. But with us, we're linked up with so many other businesses and so many other people in the community that are ex-convicts that became business owners or whatnot, or college graduates that can actually help these people get to where they need to be successful. And it's, I mean, when you come out and like when I came out of prison, I had nothing but the clothes on my back. I didn't have nobody to take me in or nothing. And when you get out of TDC here in Texas, they give you a $50 check. And then once you report to parole for the first time, you get another $50. So it's like $100 to start off, and the clothes on your back is like shit.
Yeah.
But like, how the fuck expect that to be a foundation for a person?
It's all about recidivism. It's all about recidivism. It's not about you succeeding outside. Right. It's about you coming the fuck back and fill that bunk back up so they can keep on getting that money and generate all that fucking money.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We definitely need more. I'm sorry, not to even cut you off. Carry on.
Oh no, yeah. So that program, we do a lot with that. And then I also do we'll have the marches, we'll have the town hall meetings, we'll have the luncheons, we'll link with council members, to try to get because Texas has some of the most strictest laws for inmates in Texas. You know what I'm saying? And they hand out life sentences like it ain't shit.
Like it's Halloween candy.
They'll lock you up for anything and everything. But so we're just trying to make a change in the laws, like how strict they are, and every voice counts. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, we think that our voice matter. Our voice matters, and especially matters too for us to go out there and vote and hit the polls because we make a difference. And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then aside from that, I also am a mentor and a TDC volunteer inside maximum security men's prisons around Texas. So I go in, I share my story, I'll do music for them, sing for them, rap with them, chop it up with them, and just kind of, because right now the age of people going into prison are like 16, 17, 18, so young now. And
throwing their life away.
Yeah. So like Michael Thunderhawk that's in the top 2, he got a story behind him too. And he's doing a lot. He does a lot of educating when it comes to stuff like that on TikTok. So that's how we is on TikTok. But it's important, man, like, because I feel like us that actually live that life and walk that walk, like we're the ones that need to come out here and be like, man, I did that. I made that choice. I took that wrong turn, but look what happened to me. And now because of my, my record, nobody wants to rent to me. People don't like to rent to ex-convicts.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And that's a struggle, man. So we're just, Maria too, she's a homegirl. She's an ex-con too. She marches with us also. So it's just a lot of linking up with the right people. And a lot of us are ex-convicts that have come together to impact and make a difference here in the state of Texas,
Man, just give a shout out to all of that. Everything she's saying right now is fucking amazing. I knew this shit was going to be amazing because I had a conversation with her a couple of times, and like I know, and I'm sure Lokita, you know when somebody's legit within a matter of moments of talking to them, or they're full of shit.
Right.
And one of the things the vibe I got off of you was like, man, because you were going, you know what I'm saying? You're like, I'm humbled, I'm this, I'm that. Thank you so much, and this and that, and I do this and I do that, and I just, the passion in which you were speaking about what you just wanted to do, you know what I'm saying, really fucking spoke to me. You know what I'm saying? And so that leads me to my question right now. What was the fire that got under your ass like that? Was it just because you've been to prison, or is it because you learned something from prison, you got out of prison, and you look back and you said, holy fuck, somebody's got to say something. This shit ain't right.
Nah, when it comes to working with the youth and reaching out to like the people in the penitentiary, like I was a knucklehead coming in and out, being caught up in the street. So my little brother got murdered at the age of 17. And, just it takes a lot out of you. And when I lost my brother, that was the only family member I had that never gave up on me, that always loved me. But the weekend before he passed away, one of his friends had made a joke and was like, you know what, Lokita, like or telling my brother, stop trying to be gangster like your sister Loquita, like you ain't a gangster. And my brother got mad and he threw his 40 ounce at me, and I was like, what the hell would I do? And he's like, no, he was like, I would never want to be like her, like banging a neighborhood, wearing a color, coming in and out of jail. Like that's her whole life. She's out there selling dope and jacking. And he was like, so the minute that she decides to do something with herself, I'll be proud to say I want to be like her. And
okay.
Even after my brother passed away, like a week later, and I was on some revenge shit. I went to where it happened with my cousin and another homie, and I was just like, all right, letting everybody know, like, you let whoopie woo woo know that, Loquita came through, I'm coming back, and I went that night and I was like, all right, I found out where the kid lived at, and I was like, this is how this is gonna go down. And I was getting
wait, boss, time out, pump the brakes. First thing I caught was, hey, yeah, tell him Loquita came through, whoopty whoop, she coming back, whoopty whoop. I'm like, God damn, you went in there and broke on that shit, like,
let it be known.
I'm coming back, I like this shit, y'all motherfuckers better be ready, because I think was that the spark? Was that the fucking spark?
No, that night. So that night when we were getting everything ready, my homies were like, hey, you ready, Loquita? And I was like, let's roll. And I was sitting there, I was drinking, and then my brother's words popped in my head. And it was like, damn, the day I'll never want to be like her. The day she decides to do something with herself, that'll be. And after that, I was like, oh, I can't do it, fool. And I just started crying and crying and crying. And I went through years of depression before I even got to a point where I was good enough to even try to do something to better myself. But like I tell everybody, when I'm performing, I'm always pointing up to the sky, because that's me letting my little brother know, like, you ain't got to worry about me no more. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be in.
That's amazing. Can we get a little, you know what I'm saying? That's, because I have a similar story. Real quick, like my brother got killed. And one of the things he always said to me, that I was lagging and I was doing this, because I've been signed before and everything. And his biggest dream was to quit his job and just be on tour or doing whatever the fuck I was doing, just with me. Right. He didn't give a fuck about anything else. And sometimes we lose sight. You know what I mean? And I was telling someone the other day, something I think is very important when we're talking like this, and not to get overly religious or anything like that, but God speaks to us all the time. Yeah. It's just a matter of we're open to hear it. And I said that to say this is like, I'm talking to this one friend of mine, and we're talking about taking accountability or doing doing the best that you can do every fucking day. As I'm saying this to him, I'm talking to him on Instagram Live, right? And he's giving me all these excuses, and a lady walks in, or on the bus or whatever he was doing, and he was like, hey, how you doing? She's like, oh, I'm doing all right, but it's raining outside, my car broke down, but I gotta keep on doing what I gotta do. And then when she got off the bus, I said, you see, when we're not listening is when God really speaks to us. You know what I'm saying? When we're not listening, and you got to be open to listen. So even that moment that your brother says to you, I will be proud of you when you know what I'm saying, when you start making those right moves. At some point that clicked in your head and said, oh shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. And not for nothing, I mean, rest in peace to your brother and everything, but sometimes it takes shit like that, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, even for me, it took me years to realize what my brother was really saying to me, how proud, how much he wanted to be like me and wanted to do the things that I was doing. But even just him being right there next to me was enough for him.
So this is for both of y'all. Yeah. That when you thought about what your brother said, and you as well, when you realized truly what he meant by that, and in both instances for both of you guys, was that when you were at rock bottom, would you think, or was it just like you were just being reflective? No,
I'm gonna make this shit real quick, because this is easy for me, and then you can handle it. Because after my brother passed, I immediately went ham. Okay. I immediately went ham with everything, and it wasn't until later that I started thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, I thought about it in his passing and everything, and it was like, I got to do this now for him. if anything. You know what I'm saying? I got to do this now. But was I ready for all the shit that came with it and everything because I was still fucked up in the head for it? I just zeroed in on that, became successful at that, and thought that I was done and did whatever, you know, that thing was between me and my brother. But without having the time to mourn and everything else fucked me up even more, and it took me even more time. But yeah, that's my part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah. I think
but she's talking to you too.
Yeah, I think like with me, it was the same. It took a while. I actually got real bad, like started struggling with alcoholism really, really bad because I didn't want to feel. And so it's like
Yikes.
drink because I mean I would drink and then I would cry and then I'd drink some more and then, you know, I'd be mad and then I'd drink some more, and I struggled with that for a long time, you know, and I got to a really bad place with my depression where I actually tried to take my own life, you know, and
no.
Like that was the only person that ever gave a damn about me, you know what I mean? Like, what do I got now? And then I didn't snap like I have my kids, you know, because I was like, man, you know, and the one thing about me is being a mom, a loving mom to my kids is life for me. Like that's everything. But in the background, I would struggle with my depression. I could be happy as hell with them running around during the day, but in the nighttime, I'm up drinking. I would be not now, but I would be up drinking and just crying and drinking, and you know. But I kind of stepped back and really, like him, started letting my brother's words sink in, and I was like, man, what the hell am I doing? Like this is not what my brother would want me to be doing with my life, and my kids deserve a better me, you know. And so I had to pick myself up and be like, you know what, the alcohol, okay, I'm gonna put that aside and I'm gonna get my shit together. And I did, and I pushed super, super hard, you know what I'm saying, for my kids and my brother with everything that I do. And that's my motivation right there. And with my brother, it's kind of like, bro, like, you know, I guess he saw so much more in me than I seen in myself, just like my CEO Midget Loco. And that's why I appreciate people like that so much, because when you deal with the depression and things like that, or you've gone through something so crazy like that, and that was like the only person that you ever really knew or that loved you or whatnot, it's kind of like your world changes and it flips upside down, you know, and you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, like figure out a norm for your life, but there's a big old missing piece, you know. And but now, like my kids, you know what I'm saying, I gotta move, I gotta push, I gotta hold on, I keep on pressing through. And I have my good days, I have my bad days. The holidays, sometimes they're easier to get through, but it's a struggle, you know what I'm saying? Like still.
And I think that's a testament. You are a true testament to life. You're a true testament to life as far as, you know, and just to say this real quick, when I say true testament to life, I mean we're looking at a woman, okay, and correct me if I'm wrong in any type of way. I'm not here to offend at all. Okay, a woman who was adopted, who was in and out of jail at a very young age, jumped into a gang at a very young age, in and out of jail, prison, all of that. Decides losing her brother, closest person to her. Decides, hey, I'm about to shit's got to change. Mm-hmm. Like the brain says, shit got to change, and starts making this change and starts making this movement. You know what I mean? And has these amazing people that are in our comments right now speaking amazing things about you. Just real quick, Trap House C says prayer hands. Isaac Morales, 100. Leslie says, my girl LOCITA is one of the strongest women I know. You came a long way, bestie. Michael says, straight up with the strong arm. You know what I'm saying? Tasha, she's truly a testament. Do you understand when people speak of you this way? You have to understand something. And let me digress real quick. This is why my last choice of words on your flyer was revolutionary. I didn't know that all these people were going to be in there like that. I was going off of my vibe from you. Just my vibe alone. But just looking at this right now is just a true testament to everything that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And don't shy away from that. You know what I mean? Look at yourself as that person. Be that person. Live and breathe and be that person, because that's all of everything. All of everything that you've been through is doing like this. Yeah. It's pointing you directly where you need to be at and what you need to be doing. And I say that wholeheartedly. I say that with the utmost respect. And I say that also too with a ton of humility, because I've seen people like yourself. I know what I've been through, and I know the struggle that people go through all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's important that there's a voice like yourself out there that has not only just been through it, but is a testament to what you say. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. You being a testament to what you say is the biggest fucking compliment to everybody else, not just in your life, but compliment to everyone that ever encounters your music and everything else. If God forbid anything happened to you, but if the shit was over tomorrow, girl, you did it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And I guess, do you truly feel that? Do you feel your flowers?
I do. Like, music wise, I honestly, that's probably like the least of my, like trying to be big or trying to get, like I said, music to me is just my diary. Like I'm riding that wave. I stay in my own lane, I'm riding my wave out, and however I can impact through music is what it is. But when it comes to standing up for people that don't have a voice, that's where I feel like that's what my life is meant to be about. Because I feel like so many dark situations we go through in life, we're in a point, like when you're going through it, you're in a point like, why does this keep happening to me? Why the hell am I going through this? My life is all fucked up, but then like as you progress and you grow through what you go through, it's kind of like you get to a point like you run into people that are going through what you already overcame. And so if you wouldn't have gone through that fire or that struggle, you wouldn't have the right words to speak into that person or to lead them in the right. So it's all, like you say, everything's full circle, man. And I feel like influencing, to me, people get on TikTok, they use that word very loosely, like influencer. And I'm like, but what are you influencing people to be or what are they modeling themselves after? And I'm always talking about that on TikTok. Like, we gotta teach these young girls how to love themselves and stop with this toxic love mentality, teaching these kids that love is toxic and beat the crap out of it. That's gangster love. No, man, gangster love from my days. Like you could be as hard as you want to be in the street, but when it comes to that one, your relationship, you protect that with everything in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to that.
And there's no self-worth, because one trend that I'm seeing amongst these beauty influencers specifically is you have the ones that have mental health issues and they use the push through as the cheat code. So like they'll paint a picture like, oh, I was going through this, but I overcame that and I did this and I did that. But then, and I'm not saying that you can't fall down and get back up and then fall down again, but it's like they have like fake ass victories.
Yeah.
Just to fall down again and be like, oh, I'm down. But then like they'll put out a product, the product will be fucked up, not thought through, you know what I'm saying? And then it was fucked up because, I was depressed. And it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, the truth is we're looking at it right here. Right here, we're looking at is there was a thing that everybody know. The proof is in the pudding.
Right.
The proof is in the motherfucking pudding.
Right.
I don't want to hear about all your shit online, bro.
Nope.
Because that's the other thing. The new life is to hide behind your computer, your phone. I love the fact that you're talking your realness and you're saying, yeah, I got jumped in the gang at 12. Nigga, what?
Shit is
ugly.
You
know what I'm saying? It's shit's ugly. Yeah, I was out there selling dope. I carjacked some motherfuckers. Statutes of limitations are over, I'm sure. But you really putting it out there. You're like, yeah, nigga, I did this shit.
But she got a
But look story. What I'm doing now.
Right, and you came out of it, and it's like it's positivity. You can't be like, oh, I was down, but I'm back up.
Yeah.
All fucked up. let me go back and use, you know what I'm saying?
Excuses
Right.
this,
It's like,
for
what
that,
the fuck
and,
are
you
you
know.
showing these kids? And then it's like, it's already, we living in the instant gratification. So nobody wants to work for shit.
Yeah.
I just want what you got. I don't care what you did. Just tell me how you got that. But I did this. I don't care. Just give it to me. I need it.
Well, that leads me to a question for you, Loquita. You ever encounter somebody who they might be the biggest fucking fan, right? Yeah. They may love everything. They may even have a pinch of talent, but they want what you have, and because you're giving, they're not even appreciative of the actual things that you're giving them, because maybe they want the monetary, and they're not looking for the knowledge that you're actually giving them. Has that happened?
Too many times. It's funny to me because I'm a still banging artist under Midget Local, right? But years back, I started my own music family called Corrupt Minds Entertainment, and that actually it wasn't something I said, oh, let me do this, but people that in prison would reach out, or people would hear about me in prison and get out. They wanted to do music, and either they were told or I told them, reach out, like I'll help you, or reach out, Loquita, I'll help you, And so that's what I would do. So there was, I have a big heart because I've been to where I've never had shit, and I had to hustle my way through life. So I have a tendency to try my best to make things easier for people. So I've had an artist come straight out of prison. They got really close to me. I would call my little brother. I was the first one to put him in the studio, and he rolled with me for like 5 years. My big sis. And then this dude turned around and he burned me.
You almost said this fool. You almost said fool.
Yeah, he was a fool. That's what he burned me for $1,400. I was like, $1,400, dude. Like, if you were struggling that bad, you could have let me know, and I would have gave you the damn $1,400. But you stabbed me in the back on some loyalty stuff. Like, full money should never come before your loyalty to people. And the hard thing for me to do in the rap game is not slap the shit out of people, because the rap game. I love it.
You see, because that's my fucking thing right now too. It's like half the time I want to smack the shit out of motherfuckers.
That came from your nutsack. I felt that.
You heard not me. She said it came from your nutsack.
Yeah, I felt that. I know what you mean. Mm-hmm.
Met so many fake ass people in my life. Like I'll go to a show and I'll be cool, and then I see people coming in with their fake ass jewelry, their fake ass entourage. They're in the video showing guns that they had to borrow from other people, or they're pumping other people's I'm this and that. And I'm like, dude, why do you guys do that shit? Or they're talking about they came from this hood. Nobody even knows who they are. Talking about doing time in the yard. You were PC'd up. You weren't even walking the actual yard. Like, stop.
Right.
So it bothers me. And people always tell me, like, why do you get so bothered when with studio gangsters? Why does it bother you? Why does it bother me? Because we were actually out there doing that. I lost homies behind that, doing shit like that. I got homies doing time that lost their lives on death row behind that shit. So it means something to me. It might not mean shit.
You know what it is?
I think it is disrespect.
It is, because it's a false narrative. It's a false fucking narrative.
Sure.
It's a false narrative. If you ain't never did it, you should never even talk about it. You know what I mean? And if you really truly want to be an artist like that, like you're just the guy telling stories, why don't you tell motherfuckers that before you start doing this shit? You know what I mean? Hey man, I'm Slick Rick. You know what I mean? And I'm telling stories. That's all I'm doing is telling stories. I'm an entertainer and telling stories. These are things I made up or somebody wrote for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a false narrative. And I've had this conversation with a few gangsters and shit. I may know a little something myself. I've been locked up. And I ain't talking county, man. I've done some fucking time. And what you're saying rings very fucking true. But then again, it's the internet, because everybody's able to hide behind it until the truth rolls up on them. Yeah. And for a person like yourself, making the transition, or not making, I would say that you've made the transition into being that revolutionary, that activist, and that person, giving the voice to the people with no voice. I would say that your understanding and your feeling of wanting to smack the shit out of a motherfucker is 100% right. And don't feel bad about it, by the way. Don't feel bad about it. Just don't do it because we don't want you locked up again. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers nowadays call the police on you. You know what I'm saying? They'll call the police on you. But my question is, are you ever worried that one day, and I'm not trying to get grim or anything, it's just a reality ass question. Yeah. Are you ever worried that and you know where I'm going, that one day you're going to be doing something, you're going to be at the height of whatever, and somebody from way back that is still alive for whatever reason, they still hate your fucking guts and they hate you even more now. And you know, they do something. You know what I mean? You ever think about that?
I got shot in my back in 2013 with the 357. And
did you say shot in your back?
Yeah. I got shot in my lower back with the 357, just wrapping up a video shoot. And so people were like, what the hell? I was like, Doug, to me, I mean, I did a lot of dumb shit when I was young. And on the cool, I can't do nothing but charge it to the game because you live by the gun, you die by the gun. And my young life, so I knew it was coming eventually. So, and who's to say, I mean, I don't walk my life in fear though. Like anywhere I go, I'm always by myself. Like I go everywhere by myself, but I always tell people I'm always alone, but I'm always by myself, but I'm never alone. So everywhere I go, there's always people that I know, but I just don't walk like in entourages and all that. But you know, I feel like shoot, everybody got their day to go. I mean, if they want to chunk them, I'll chunk them all day. Like
you keep killing me, girl. Every fucking time you want to chunk them, you know what she's saying. For those of you motherfuckers out there that live behind the internet and shit, but live behind all this other, she's talking about fucking catch the fade. And if you don't know what catch the fade is, she's talking about these right here. You want to chunk these right here? She ready. I'm not advocating that. I'm not saying she's gonna do that, but she's saying she ready.
Yeah, well, that's why I trip out when people are like, when they talk about beef, like beef in the game, because there's some rappers I don't like. Like I've been cool with them at one time, but then I started.
Anybody you want to name? Anybody want to name? Anybody want to name?
I didn't even worth the attention. But people, but they know who they are. So, but because I never talk about nobody unless I've already told them to their face. Like if I've cut somebody off, then people know that I have a good name in the streets and in the music game for people to know like, oh shit, I don't deal with that person no more. Like, damn, then they fucked up. You know what I mean? But my whole thing, I just, when it comes to this music game, I feel like, you know, there's so much fraud and so much fakeness and so much bullshit. I'm just like, man, you know, sometimes I have to step back and I have to remember, like, you know what, LOCITA, you can, well, even my friends, my small smart circle, I call them my accountability partners. Because when wait, I'm sorry. Accountability friends. I hope everybody's listening to these gems that she's dropping. She didn't say partners. She didn't say homies. She said accountability friends.
Accountability partners.
Partners. Well, same difference.
I'm trying to teach my kids right now.
Jesus Christ.
If the motherfucker you hanging with can't check you when you on some bullshit, that's not your fucking friend. For real.
And I be telling people that on TikTok, I'm like, man, it's not your friend. Like, you guys want to talk about, oh, I'm real, I'm gangsta, I'm hard. But a real motherfucker, like, even when we were youngsters, when our big homies had to step down and take us to the side and let us know and check us, like, we had to respect that because we knew they were speaking into us, like, teaching us how to carry ourselves, you know? And so I feel like these kids nowadays, like, real. But when a real motherfucker gets in your face and tells you some real shit, you want to cry about it or it becomes an issue. But that's the whole point. Like your real friends ain't the ones sitting there applauding your bullshit or you knocking off or about to get locked up or, you know what I'm saying? Your real friends are the ones trying to pull you out of that shit and trying to put you on the right path onto bigger and better things to become somebody or to do something with yourself.
Yeah, we gotta be I don't mean to cut you, but goddamn, they going crazy in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta read some of these off because these people are dying to be heard. And you know, we gotta let the people hear what these other people are saying about this beautiful woman right now. You know what I'm saying? Shade says, laugh out loud. I remember those conversations. Laugh out loud. She's speaking on some real shit. You can cuss over here, bro. Laugh out loud. She had to talk to me about not letting fools get to me a few times over the years I've known her. She truly saved some lives. You see what I'm saying? Natalie says they're watching. I don't know who's watching. You talking about the feds, Natalie? Don't worry about that. Statutes of limitations, boy. We over that. We over that. Statutes of limitations. It's over with. And besides that, she ain't incriminating herself about nothing. Anyway, she's too smart for that. And then we got Adam Mayo says God has a bigger plan for Lokita. Eyes wide open, 100 prayer hand, strong arm. Yeah. Leslie says friends you can only name on one hand. Everyone else are acquaintances. You know, that brings me to something. When I was about, I don't even know how old I was, maybe 10 or 11 years old. I don't know why I was riding in a grown-ass man's car with a bunch of other kids, and we were headed, I don't know where in the fuck we were headed. I don't remember. But I remember him driving it. It was like a Studebaker or something. He had to shift it on the steering wheel or whatever.
That's hilarious.
And this motherfucker said, I'm going to tell you guys, you only have 5 true friends in life. And they only count if you can call them and ask them for $100 and they ask no questions and they say yes. Those are your true friends.
That's facts.
So he said, can you count on 5? You know, I don't even know anybody that has $100. You know what I'm saying? But when I think about that now, I think about sometimes I'll ask a motherfucker, you know, hey bro, just call him like, hey bro, I need a rack right quick.
Yeah.
Where you needing me to send it? As opposed to a rack, damn nigga. And I know he got it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Shit. Why? Nigga, for what? If I'm good with, you know what I'm saying? You know I'm good. I'm not on drugs. I'm not out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm good for it, I should be good for it no matter what the price. Because I know what I would do. You know what I'm saying? I know what I would do. If you call me, I'm going to give you the coat off my back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not asking anything in return. So that shit always stuck with me, which makes 100% valid of what you're saying right now. You know, about your friends, partners with accountability, all of that type of shit. Just give us some more of those juicy nuggets of knowledge you got in your head right now.
Morsels of wisdom.
Yeah, the morsels of wisdom, because you fucking with me right now. You fucking with me.
Oh man. Yeah, but no, I mean, accountability partners, your surroundings are everything. The people you surround yourself for everything. Like James Flores, that's my boss at the shop, the Southside spot. but even him, like, it's funny because he brought me on board at the shop, management shop, but I built such a good friendship with him, his wife, his mom. Like, they took me in as like family from the beginning. And it's kind of like, there's times where like I'll vent to my boss or his wife and I'm like, man, you know, so-and-so pissed me off. And they're like, you know, his wife mainly, she's like really the one that tries to cool everything down. Me and my boss will mess around and hype each other up. We'll be like, yeah, screw that. But nah, man, I feel like the people that you surround yourself with, if you're kicking it with nothing, the fools of nothing but guys or girls that have nothing going on for themselves, like they're not striving for nothing, then I mean, there's a 99.99% chance you're cool with where your life's at and you ain't gonna strive for nothing either. You know what I mean? But when you surround
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
When you surround yourself with people that are like, you know what, I want to open a business, or you know what, I'm gonna go to college, or you know what, I'm gonna accomplish this and I'm gonna start my own clothing line. Then your little light bulb comes on, like, oh hell yeah, like I want to do something too. You know, I want to do that too. Or shit, you back me up.
You're saying some really prophetic shit, because there's a couple of things I'm going to say, and I don't know if you've heard him this way, but this is exactly what you're talking about. One is you can never be the smartest man in the room or woman in the room, because if you are, you never learn anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're saying about the motherfuckers you kick it with. If that's what they're doing and that's how they are, then you're never going to learn anything. You're just going to be right there feeling a little bit better because maybe you're feeling or you're thinking you're a little bit higher than them, right? You always have to be the dumbest. You always have to be the dumbest motherfucker in the room.
Yeah.
Because if you're the dumbest motherfucker in the room, your job at that point is to soak up all that fucking knowledge, right? And that is the person who owns the business. You make friends with him, and he's like telling you you're better than this. He's giving you information that you probably sometimes people don't even understand that the information is being given to them. They just don't have the tools or the knowledge or even understanding that they're not the smartest person in the room. So once a motherfucker understands they're not the smartest person in the room, they start to understand shit that's being given to them. The other thing is that you said way earlier that I've been keeping on the top of my brain to say, because you said about your homie still in the $1,500, right? Now, Jewish people have a saying, right? I don't know how to say it in Yiddish. I wish I did, because I would say it in Yiddish. I swear I wish. I'm gonna have to fucking find that out. But you can't be around people that are willing to jump over $1 to get to a penny.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's real.
People that jump over $1 to get to a penny, because my mans didn't see the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger picture is staying with this person that is guiding you through this.
And you also have to have the fortitude to recognize if you're one of those people,
right?
You know, because sometimes we be on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
I'm serious. Like, some people are full of shit, and they just they cheating and skating their way through life. They taking all the breaks. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people just ain't shit. But how far is that gonna get you? You know what I'm saying?
Well, those people get cut because there's another adage that says you're only as strong as the weakest link.
That's true. Maybe they surrounded by weak motherfuckers.
And when you understand that, those motherfuckers got to go. And with all that being said, you know, you've been through this. The joint, as far as the joint is concerned, that shit will teach a motherfucker a lesson real quick.
But you had to go through something to get there. That's just the point I'm trying to make.
Right, I understand that, but what I'm trying to say, like, real quick, because I know LOCITA, she's over there itching, ready to say something. But you know, like, one of the things that really pisses me off about people that come out of prison, there's so much to be learned in prison, right? What not to do. That's number one. Especially if you talk to a couple of motherfuckers that have been in there for a goddamn minute. I always say that prison is a place where you die, but you're still alive. You're dead. You're dead to the world. You're dead to everything. You know, unless you got a family that is religiously out there to see you and send you letters and everything like that, and you're well connected, and you know. But other than that, man, everybody else is dead. They might as well be in a fucking coffin, because it's what it feels like. It feels like you're dead to the world. But there's so much shit that happens in there. If a motherfucker goes to prison and all he can think about is coming back out and doing more fucking shit, clearly that motherfucker was an inmate, not a convict. You know what I'm saying? Because convicts know what the fuck it is. And if you was really in there, then you know them convicts say, if I see you back in this motherfucker, I swear to God, I'm gonna fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Because they see something in you. They know you're not supposed to be there. They know that you have a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that jail and shit will do is you have accelerated relationships, right? What I mean by that is everything you would do on the outside would take 10, 15 years to have that bond and have that shit. Prison, within 6 months, it feels like 3-4 years you've known this motherfucker, because you know every fucking thing. Yeah. Every fucking thing is every fucking thing. And I'm not condoning or anything like that. I'm just trying to get more information out of this woman right here to tell motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Because I'm going to shut the fuck up in a second. But what all of that shit means, everything that I just covered right now, how do you feel about me saying even that shit?
I mean, I feel like that's true, but I was one of those inmates, and I came in and out a few times before I could be graduated being a convict.
But you know what I'm talking about, though, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I was a knucklehead, man, and they would, like, the old heads would tell me, like, why are you so mean, LOCITA? Like, why do you got a chip on your shoulder like you hate the world? I was like, because I do. Fuck everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a damn. Like, And they would tell me I was a bully because I never wanted to talk. I just wanted to fight. And I didn't care if I got locked down. I didn't care. I didn't care about nothing. I was just so angry at the world. You know what I mean? But it took a lot. Like I said, it took a lot of marinating, coming back and forth to actually let my brother's words sink in. And then there was other people too. It was weird to me because like how you were talking about earlier that God's always speaking to us. I feel that too. And that's why in one song I wrote, I had said, I never had a father, but I can never say I've been alone because I always felt God was there for me, you know? And I feel like that he speaks to us in ways that we always tend to overlook. Like somebody passing us a flyer, somebody inviting us to church, like those little things, you could have been praying, God, did you forget about me? Or God, you hear my prayers? And he's, you know, like sending an invitation. You feel like that's the way it was for me when it came to getting my shit together. You know, it was like I'm finally sitting with my back against the wall where I was just super tired and I had to get inspiration where I had to realize that, you know what, man, like I know we ain't meant to carry all this weight on our own. So I mean, God, if you're real, what it is, you know? And that's always been a big ass thing for me to keep my faith in God 1000 above anything else. Am I perfect? Hell no. But I know that I'm trusting the process. You know what I mean? I'm trusting the process. And I feel like, you know, like we've done so much in prison. And like you said, we get so much knowledge in there from, especially like the old heads, if you go when you're younger. And it's like so much more for us to come out and teach these kids. Like, but I think that so much online is too much glamorizing the penitentiary. Like we make it seem like the one thing that bothers me is when I see girls come on there, like you want to call them prison wives or whatever, that's cool. But like when women or they take it like it's fun, like to make spreads or it's something. They don't realize that we're eating that because that's all we have to eat. Like, you're glamorizing something that ain't fun for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if people only understood, and that's one thing that gets me too is when people say, "Oh man, prison's easy. They're just sitting in there, like, you know, using up electricity." I'm like, shit. Do you know the mental shit that goes on in prison? You're not separated. You get fools trying to suicide. You get people losing their freaking minds. Themselves. You get fools splitting somebody else's head open. You know, you see the rapes going on. You see all kinds of stuff that will fuck you. If you were okay going in, I promise you ain't gonna be good coming out. You're gonna have.
Shout out to what she just said. Shout out to what she just said because I'm gonna expound on that real quick because jail is not a joke. Period. Prison is not a joke. Period. And I think like we've seen it too many times now because these motherfuckers, young motherfuckers act tough, and that's why I love the fact that you're out there putting in. You got your boots on the fucking concrete. That you out there doing the work. You know what I'm saying? But these motherfuckers, you know what you end up seeing is them crying in court when they get 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, even a year. Get the fuck out of here. You wasn't crying when you was doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get in there, there's real sharks in there. There's motherfuckers been in there 30, 40 years. They know what they see when they see it. Because one of the things about prison is number one, you're not the toughest motherfucker there. That's number one. I don't give a fuck how tough you was on the streets. You're not the toughest motherfucker anymore. Number two, as smart as you think you are, you're dumb as fuck. You're dumb as fuck to this shit right here. Because there are people in there that have practiced and honed their skill to talk you out of every fucking thing. And before you know it, because I've seen it happen, you're bent over figuring out how you got here. I'm telling you the truth. That shit funny to me. I'll be laughing about it, but I've seen it happen. I've seen motherfuckers like, shoot, I'm ready with their handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready. Okay. A year into it, they holding on to a motherfucker back of their pants.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I guess.
Yeah.
It's just
I guess.
I got a funny ass story for that one right there.
Run it.
One time, I had came from, I don't know how I went out or something, and we had stopped at IHOP like to eat afterwards, right? And I see the waitress come up, and I'm looking at her like, damn, this broad looks familiar. And I just keep looking at her. She leaves, comes back, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, I know who you are. Hey, what's up with your girl? Like your wife, or because she had a wife in prison, right? And I was like, I accuse you. I mean, I accuse you. That's a male prison. My bad. After the time what you engaged her, and she's like, oh, shh. And I'm like, what, fool? What the hell? I gotta be quiet for it. She's like, and then me, I was, that was no good. I'm loud as hell. But she was like, nah, I don't mess with girls out here in the free world. I was like, what? I said, how the hell you mess with females when you're locked up, bitch, but you don't mess with them out here? I was like, oh, you a fraud.
Hey.
By yourself. I was like, oh,
well, I'm going to say this real quick, and we're going to get off this goddamn subject. Because, dude, let me tell you how dudes rationalize shit. I don't get it in the joint. Doesn't make me gay, or you know what I'm saying, or
I mean, sucking a dick is an informed decision. You know what I'm saying, and so I mean, I'm just saying, like you know, you put your face, you know what I'm saying, in I mean, what the fuck, like. Well,
I mean. Listen, you got to know prison. There's some real sharks in there, before you know, they're like, they tell you like I don't even know how the shit go down. But I feel like a motherfucker was gonna tell a motherfucker like, you know, I know the warden, and I can get you in the minimum security. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying when you get out,
and it's so convincing. I don't know, me personally. But I've seen shit like that happen.
Man.
But I'll tell you this crazy, quick fucking story. And Lopita, I don't know if you've seen one of these like this before, but I seen it. So they put these two motherfuckers. First of all, one was black and one was white. That should have never happened, but they did, right? Because these dudes like were talking gay to each other, and they were like, "Yeah, let's be together, same cell." Blah 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 blah. Well, all right, cool. One night, these motherfuckers get into it. And you know why? I'm sure you probably know why, Lokita, but one only likes sucking dick. The other one, he don't like taking it in the butt. The other one don't like sucking dick, but he likes giving it to the other dude. They got into a whole fucking fight because it was like, nah, because this shit wasn't going to work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get my dick sucked, and you're not going to let me, you know. They were in there stabbing each other. The motherfuckers stabbed each other with pencils and pins until they had to be taken out of their cells on stretchers.
Yeah,
that's how serious this shit could get. It's real shit. And people don't understand it. But let's get past that.
Yeah,
let's get past this prison shit. That prison talk is prison talk.
So many questions. But okay. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 with Lokita. I don't know. We haven't gotten there yet. But I will say this, man. So all this shit we're talking about, for everybody that's listening, it's impressive that you've come this far. You know what I'm saying? It's impressive that you are making your way. It's impressive that you say, fuck the bag. The bag is not important. What's important is my voice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Commendable. I love it. What is the plan from here? What is the plan? Where are you going from here? And most importantly, too, how can we help?
Sure, trying to save the world. Now just like
no, you're good. You're good.
I mean, this platform is a big help as is. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of, I mean, I did like a couple podcast interviews, and there's other couple podcasts that are looking to interview me, but I kind of try to fill them out because I'm like, you guys be trying to tell them what they can and can't say. And to me, it's like, I don't hold my tongue, so I'm kind of going to say what I want. So if you're looking to tame somebody's tongue, it's not mine. Like, I'm probably the wrong podcast. But I feel like I appreciate you guys for reaching out. And
stop. I got it because it just hit me what she said. You're never the wrong person. You're never the wrong person. You were the right person to have on here, and you're always the right person. See, sometimes we gotta remember to speak in definites. because when we speak in backdoor words, you know what I'm saying? This gives us the opportunity to say, oh, well, if this failed, it's because I didn't say for sure. I didn't, you know what I mean? If we speak definites, then we go into everything with definites. And I'm going to tell you right now, you definitely was fucking supposed to be on this show. And you definitely supposed to be on every motherfucking show and speak your fucking mind the way you want to. Every fucking time. Don't let anybody mute you or go into something thinking that they will mute you. And if they want to mute you, it ain't for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. So, I mean, you guys are actually a big help as is with this. And but as far as myself, I mean, I'm looking to just impact and inspire, man. Whatever doors are open for me, I'm gonna run through them holes and kick doors down.
I heard that shit.
I got a door.
Give her a round of applause, somebody. The engineer, wherever you at, give her a round of applause. She didn't say she was gonna knock on it. She didn't say she was gonna knock it down. She said she was running through that bitch, even if it's a crack.
Yep.
She running through that motherfucker. That's what's up. That's what's up. That is like, man, I don't know. I'm thinking we didn't even really touch on some of the things that I really wanted to touch on, and so we're gonna have to do a part two.
Yeah, like after the top of the year.
Yeah. We gotta bring it on back. You know what I'm saying?
We touched on your music like a
little bit,
but you know. I mean, all the rest. I mean, honestly, hell, we could just have a story time with you. Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's a lot of shit.
Yeah, you got to tap in with us on the Sunday sit downs with the OGs, because you're an OG, and if no, you know, I know your homies tell you an OG, and if you don't believe you an OG, and an OG comes with a lot of fucking responsibility. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And you carrying that shit like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because the real OG ain't out there to show you how to do fucking stupid shit. The real OG is out there to tell you this is what you should be doing. Yeah, and you a real OG. Can we get gunshots and every fucking thing we got for fucking LOCITA? Now, she almost ducked. She's like, "Oh, shoot!" Damn it! All right, so check this out. Before we call this one. Now, this is really up to you, because we generally end this at about an hour and a half. Now, if you still got it in you.
I'm good. Are you good?
Shit, you said that shit to the wrong motherfucker. I can go all night.
Y'all, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, but no, for real, like it makes no difference to me.
I mean, I think we should lock her down for a part two though. Like, and I think maybe
wait a minute. Are you trying to get rid of her?
No. I'm maybe more structured, because this is, you know how we have some people that are like how about let's just ask her. Let's ask her.
Do you feel like this was unstructured?
No, I think we just made our own structure.
That's what I'm saying. Like some people, like you got some people where it's
give a fuck about other people.
No, I'm saying specifically like the type of person. Like you got some people where like you ask a question, you got to pull it out. Right. Then you got others where it's natural.
This was not pulling teeth.
No, this was natural as fuck. And like she just like it's somebody who you just want to listen to them talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm just saying, like if we had a direction that we stick to, because we're never gonna get all the information, because we, you know, it's this shit gonna be.
Listen, I could talk to this lady for hours.
Yeah.
Her and I could probably have a conversation for fucking 9 hours straight.
I'm pretty sure.
About all kinds of shit.
I'm pretty fucking sure.
I mean, maybe you structure your shit.
Well, you know what I mean by structure. I mean by structure, we need to have like clear directions, because we're never gonna be able to stick to one subject.
Of course we stuck with. Listen, I double back all the time.
We'll need a partner.
I double back. Haven't I doubled back? I'm like, ooh. So this is why I said this. Back when I said that. Yeah. See, I structure the shit in my head as it happens.
Yeah. I got it.
That's facts.
I got it.
Come on now.
I get it.
Give me a little something. You know what I mean? Can I get a half of a clap?
So, can I ask if you could go back and talk to yourself like right at your, like I'm talking about when you was at your wildest, if you can go back and tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, Slow it the fuck down.
No. You're supposed to say, what would you say?
What? Can I? God damn it!
All right.
What would you say after? Whoa! Slow it the fuck down.
All the way out the picture.
I don't think I would change anything. I think, like, when I was young, I was kind of living it up, but I'm glad that I got that out of my system when I was younger, because I see people my age now trying to live, like, do shit that I was doing when I was like 17, 18 years old. And I'm like, how old are you, fool? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you should be trying to be somewhere in your life. So I feel like there's nothing really that I could, I think if anything, the thing that I regret about my younger years is that I didn't really value people and really take into thought that, you know, that we're all on borrowed time, and that, you know, people are just, you know, for a certain amount of time. And I feel like if I could tell myself that, I'll probably tell myself to value people a lot more than I did, you know.
I love that.
That's amazing.
That. Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you ever and this is a real serious question. At least to me it is. Do you ever be talking to somebody and some shit fall out your mouth and you go, damn, because you see how it impacts them, but you didn't even realize that you said that shit. Like, where'd that come from? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. But I mean, luckily, I'm just around my regular circle, you know what I mean? So they know how I am, and it's kind of like they accept me and appreciate me for the goods and the bads of me, you know? And I appreciate that.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Like you saying, she would drop the gym that even surprised her?
Yeah, you ever just like we're sitting talking to somebody
and just said
outside of your clique.
That was profound.
Your clique guy. and you talking to somebody and you say absolute gem. You don't even know it's a gem until you see it in their eyes.
Oh, well.
And then you go to yourself, okay, where in the fuck did that come from? Because you surprised yourself even saying it.
Yeah. But people always tell me that, like, when you said that, it made me laugh, because my brother High Strung, I did his podcast too, and he's like, my sister's always dropping gems, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, but then when I go back to it, I'm like, damn.
It is.
I just need to
I'm gonna tell, and I'm gonna give you some insight on yourself real quick, because I low key kind of connect with you a little bit, and I say that because I understand a lot of things that you said. You said I understand some of your thought process and things of that nature, and I say like it. I call it. I say this all the time, man. I call it like a poke in the head from God, because I'm not a super religious person, but once we really start to realize what we're actually here for, because the biggest question always is, what's the meaning of life?
What's my purpose?
What's my purpose? And you're a person who has found her fucking purpose. Can we get something for that? You're a person who has found her fucking purpose. And so regardless of wherever it comes from, you let that shit go. And it's so important. You let it go regardless of who's standing there, regardless who's in the circle of people. This is just my opinion, just from listening to you. You know, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? And that's an amazing quality. It's amazing. It's an amazing characteristic. It's an amazing. It says a lot about your character of who you are inside. You know, because sometimes our outside don't match our inside. You know what I'm saying? Our outside be like, I remember at one point, real quick, telling my mom, do you understand? I'm always scared. I'm always nervous, and I'm always scared. You know what I mean? And because I was one of those people in life where it was always put in front of me to be the tough guy, be this and this and that, and that's not really truly who I am on the inside. But what has made me on the outside is a completely different fucking animal. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to be that person? No. Have I managed that person correctly? No. Do you find a struggle like that?
Yeah, I have bad anxiety. But yeah, I have super bad anxiety. That's why I like to be by myself all the time, like when I'm walking around or I'm doing things, because I like to focus on what's in front of me and what's around me. And if people are talking up there, talking at me, conversating, I'm just like, damn, shut up. Like I'm trying to focus.
Right.
I'm trying to focus, you know?
Do you value silence?
I do. And I don't know if it's West Coast thing, but man, Walker.
No. It's a woman thing.
No, it's an anxiety thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say. Well, anyways, I value silence like a motherfucker.
You probably don't even realize. Like,
no, I value like because chaos begets chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, if everything is silent, we good. The moment things start shifting and being a little loud and obnoxious and everything, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I can do concerts and shit like that because that's a controlled loudness and shit and things of that nature. But as far as how I live and shit like that, no, bro. No, I can't do it. Do you ever, at this point in your life, I'm not going to ask you how old you are because I saw your YouTube posts and shit, and some of them were 10 years ago. And by the way, you still look just as beautiful.
People never believe me.
You look to me like I was flirting with you or something.
I'm just, man.
That was the coldest dead stare. I have a whole wife. What is she talking about? She looked to me like her look was like this.
The projection. I am just chilling.
She's like, whoa. Hey,
the root.
Serious?
What did I do?
No, I'm just saying. I did my homework, unlike some people.
I'm looking. You know what? See,
I did my homework and I was just looking.
You trying to? You see, we almost went this whole episode without me cussing your ass out.
Okay.
And you want to wait till the end of the episode? I'm gonna tell you something. It's real close to Christmas. Okay, don't test me.
Okay, don't test the Grinch. Don't test the Grinch. But by the way, let me get back to my fucking question from the very beginning. So when we're talking about Master P, and we went through all that already, because I really need to say this. Because he had some decent rappers and shit. But my question is, what's your favorite music production group or company? Because it sure the fuck can't be Beats by the Pound.
Oh, I hate my life.
Beats by the Pound.
I don't even know.
Hey, they gonna find out where we are.
I don't give a fuck. Them niggas ain't got enough money to come to Chicago.
They gonna put a hit out on us.
They ain't got enough money to come to us. What are they doing?
You.
Beats by the. I said it. I only say it because you love them so much.
Have you heard of them?
She don't even know who they are.
I mean.
First of all, engineer, you don't even have a hip hop history, bro. Please.
Oh, did he just come for the engineer? Did he?
I just say, hey, bro.
I mean, it's so much hostility and shade at the end of this interview. Like,
no. I just because no one let me get that one off. I was trying to get it off and let it go.
I'm offended.
Beats by the Pound. What have they done lately? I'm gonna go Janet Jackson on it. What have you done for me lately? Huh?
Where are they from? Like, I really don't know.
That's Master P's whole fucking production company. Used to be.
She doesn't.
They got fired.
They
got fired because they were trash.
I don't understand why we have to carry on with this malarkey.
No, okay, so how about you love somebody other than Beats by the Pound?
I'm not gonna say that I don't love them.
And then we'll move on.
I love everyone.
We're gonna move on anyways. LOCITA.
Peace be unto you.
I have nothing but peace. You think because you got a candle burning in front of you that you got peace?
Peace be unto you.
Stop. See, she turned this into a whole nother digs.
No projection.
Anyways, I want to say this honestly, and this is 100% true. This has been the best interview we've had thus far.
I don't disagree.
And I will tell you this: we've interviewed a lot of motherfuckers. Some of them have bigger numbers. I don't know. Yeah, they have. But does that make them a better interview?
Well, we can't say that yet because we're still in the middle.
She killing it. And she's gonna stay killing it. I have all faith. because no one with that wherewithal that goes through everything that she's been through is gonna give up, or is just gonna stop, or is just gonna feel like, oh, you know what, I think I've done enough. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is, she doesn't like beats by the pound, so we're gonna keep it moving. Listen,
I don't know. I'll let you know how much tomorrow.
all right. So let everybody know how to get a hold of you, how to contact you, and believe me, please say it slowly. Sometimes spell it out, because some of these motherfuckers are stupid.
You ain't lying.
Okay, so make sure you be like LOCITA LOCIT _ meaning the little line underneath. You know what I'm saying? No, but for real, let them know how to fucking find you. Let them know how to get in contact with you. Man, most definitely, if you out there listening, you're a promoter, you're any motherfucker in any type of fucking rap music, pull her and her whole goddamn squad out and let them fucking do some shit out here. Even in Chicago, the Latino community is fucking big out here. We already know it. The Puerto Rican, I'm fucking half Puerto Rican. You can't see my flag, and I'm half Mexican. Listen, it's huge out here. Y'all need to be out here. Y'all need to move around. You know what I'm saying? So let's tell these. No, I was gonna say let's, but hey, listen, this is all you. Tell these motherfuckers exactly how to get a hold of you, exactly how to book you, exactly how to, you know what I'm saying, reach out, not just for the music, but for the other things that you do as well.
All right. You can find me on TikTok under official LOCITA _SBM.
What's an underscore? What's an underscore?
Shut it.
No, you gotta tell people.
No, okay, so LOCITA is with a C, LOCITA _. Now you confuse me. You know what? Better yet, you could just Google me and all my links will pop up. All my music is on all platforms. So like you could Google LOCITA, LOCITA of Steel, exactly what that sounds, 2 E's. Still banging music with a K at the end of music. But
it's also in the comments a lot too. So
Yeah. Now let's do that one more time, just in case you don't know how to Google.
Oh man. Okay, on Instagram, it's official LOCITA with the little lion that sits on the floor.
Oh, that's what I was waiting on. The little line that sits on the floor. That's my new word.
that sits on the floor.
Yeah, still banging music. And then 2 E's and Steel, STEEL, banging, and then music with the K at the end. So you guys see.
You see it.
Right, YouTube, same thing. LOCITA is still banging music. Facebook, you can look up LOCITA, or my real name is.
Don't do it. I'm gonna stop you right there. Don't do it.
Why?
We don't need no creepers trying to be in your DMs. Be like, hey girl.
Anyway, I just don't open them. My block list is so damn long. It's not even funny.
Well, then run it. Then go ahead.
Damn.
I'm in a relationship, even when I'm not in a relationship, just so people. I am in a relationship right now. It's Celestina, CELESPINA Gonzalez with an S at the end. So
there you go. And listen, can I say something?
Say it.
Because I didn't get a chance to say it in the beginning, because we're supposed to be saying, is this what I'm finding out now? I'm doing my shit, you know what I mean? Research and whatnots. I'm supposed to be saying, like and subscribe. I forget to say this shit, you know.
I don't think we've ever fucking said.
Well, I've said it a couple times.
I do cuss people out because they don't subscribe, but we ain't never actually said it like that.
On live. I mean, you know, if you like the interview,
Yeah.
if you like what we talking about,
Then fucking
please
subscribe.
like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Share it.
And I'm gonna say it one more time. If you watch a whole motherfucking podcast and you don't subscribe, you're an asshole. Like, for real. It's simple as that. Just fucking just hit the button. I'm sick of this shit.
Can we ask LOCITA, like, how was your interview?
Yeah. How'd you feel?
I like it.
that was a little girl in her right there. I'm just gonna say that out loud.
Sometimes
but
that's
anyways,
who we need to talk to.
Like, subscribe. You know what this has been. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a fucking amazing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You're a true Renaissance woman.
Yes.
A true Renaissance woman. Stop thinking different about yourself. You're a revolutionary. You're a Renaissance woman, man. And keep doing your motherfucking fuck thizzle. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Before we end, if I may.
Sure.
We've been talking a lot about, struggling and mental health and persevering and pushing through shit. And it's the holiday season. Yeah. Shit gets real at the end of the year. Like me, I personally have had a lot of loss in the past couple of weeks. And, like as it gets closer to the holidays, like things that people are dealing with, it gets louder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anybody out there that's struggling,
talk to them.
You can always go to your phone. Everybody has a phone. Fucking Google free mental health services. I'm assuming your location is on, so it kind of will give you things that are in your immediate area. But let's say it's not, then you can just Google free mental health services and you can find where, whatever's available. But then also you can text or call 988.
You heard that? Text or call 988. If you're having mental issues, if you're having problems, if you can't get a hold of LOCITA, then that's what you do.
Right. 988 is the code for Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. So they shorten it for everybody. If you don't want to talk to somebody, you can text it and you can chat with somebody. If you're able to call, just dial 988.
There it is. All right, LOCITA, hold on. I'm gonna need you to hold on for a second. But you know what? This has been a great interview, man.
Yeah.
This has been something for the books, something for the ages. And I think people are gonna go back and they're gonna look at this and they're gonna go, "Oh shit."
Yeah, learn something from it. It was a true testimony.
It's been a blessing, young lady.
Happy holidays, motherfuckers.
Yeah, happy holidays to you, LOCITA. And I hope Santa Claus brings you everything you need, like that 6-0 sitting on Dayton's. You know what I'm saying?